Thank you, Acting Deputy President. I'm going to repeat something that Senator Whittaker said. Young Australians who fear they will never be able to own their own home. I didn't just memorise those words now. They're my words. I've been saying them over and over and over again in this chamber for 2 years, and I'm very happy to see the government has now adopted my lines. So what we would like them to actually do is something about this housing crisis. Where are the houses? I'm going to say again, where are the houses? Thank you very much for the 5% deposit guarantee. Where are the houses that these young Australians are going to buy? Not only do they have to battle out there in this cost of living crisis with skyrocketing rents, skyrocketing groceries, skyrocketing electricity, everything else going through the roof, they now have to compete with the federal government, who is also buying those houses, because it's been very, very clear that they're not building them. No one actually really knows. At the recent Senate estimates, Housing Australia confirmed the HAF had completed just 567 homes. 567 homes. This flagship $10 billion fund of taxpayers' money, not government money, taxpayer money, has so far completed 567 homes. We don't know if that's renovated, whether that's modified. We're not quite sure, because last year in Senate estimates, Finance Minister Kayleigh Gallagher revealed that the HAF had built no homes, 0 homes, zip, 0, none whatsoever, and they had acquired 340. Well, that's 340 homes that Australian first home buyers couldn't buy because the Australian government bought them instead. This is shameful. I sat on a Senate inquiry on the rental and housing crisis, and it is abundantly clear from that and everything that we have seen since that supply is a problem, and this government has been an impediment to that supply. All we ever hear from the government is why the opposition or the Greens or the crossbench are a problem to them. I have a news flash. You are the government. It's not your first day. You're in your 4th year, and you are still blaming those opposite for your inability to do your job. It is unbelievable. And you say that we are the ones that are constantly undermining what you are trying to do. Well, can I tell you, it's not just us. Things are so bad with the HAF that the Auditor General has confirmed that a performance audit into its design and delivery has commenced. Is that our fault too? Did we have something to do with that? Are we responsible for that as well? Or will the Albanese Labor government put their hand up and actually take ownership of that problem? I can't not mention the other issue here in our construction industry that is hampering the supply of housing in our country, which is the problems, the endemic problems of the corrupt and criminal conduct of the CFMEU. And I just want to be clear, I'm not talking about rank-and-file members who work hard and expect their leadership to deliver on the dues that they pay to them. I'm talking about the people at the top of this organisation who are protected by the Albanese Labor government. We are seeking a Senate inquiry into the CFMEU and its impacts, or the impacts of the administration on stopping that corruption and criminal conduct, which has an impact on housing supply in this country. And yet they refuse. They're pretending that there's nothing to see here. If there were nothing to see here, then why won't you allow the Senate inquiry? Because there is plenty to see here. We know that there is a 30% CFMEU tax on the construction of apartments in our country. So 30% more that young Australians are going to be paying to purchase that new apartment, on top of the additional cost of the demand driven by this 5% guarantee scheme that young Australians will have to pay, because this government is protecting the CFMEU. That is absolutely egregious. And they're blaming Senator Bragg for that. Well, he will keep bringing this up, and we will keep standing up to support him until we hold this government to proper account for the
Your
fact that they've been
time has
unable to
expired,
build the
Senator.
houses
Your
that
time has expired.